This week we're talking about the Trump comic book covers, the end of DC's Justice League vs. Suicide Squad, and Ta-Nehisi Coates' Black Panther comic. This week on the ComicsVerse Weekly Comics News Show. Sorry, can you get over here? I'm just getting I just feel like there's something. Thank you so much, please. Oh my God, thank you. Hi, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Lily.
And you're watching ComicsVerse's Weekly Comics News Show. Last month, publishers DC Comics and IDW released their celebrated collaboration project, Love is Love, a collection of stories relating to the Pulse nightclub shooting and LGBTQIA+ issues in general. On February 15th, the comics creators and other guests will be having a signing at Escape Pod Comics in New York. Escape Pod is located at 302 Main Street in Huntington Village. Make sure to check out this great event, and if you like the comic, check out our roundtable discussion of it on ComicsVerse.com. All proceeds from the Love is Love comic will be going to those affected by the Pulse nightclub shooting.
Artist Robert Sikriak has turned President Trump and his controversial quotes into covers from iconic comic books. He recently told the Huffington Post, "Trump has said so many outrageous things during his campaign that I wanted to catalog them." Now we get to have the president grace us with his presence in yet another medium we love. Comics. Make sure to check out more of Sikriak's fun covers in the link in the description below.
An ice cream store in downtown Chicago called Gordo's is being sued by DC Comics for the shape of the store's G logo, which looks similar to a particular superhero symbol. Oh, I see that. DC is also challenging Superhero Creamery and T-Shirt Factory for its logo, which I imagine rounds out its business scheme by cranking the thermostat and directing customers to super duper dry cleaners for messy ice cream T-shirt boys. One of our DC highlights is Wonder Woman 15, which sees the Amazon princess locked in an insane asylum after the conclusion to the Lies storyline. Greg Rucka's masterful storytelling along with Liam Sharp's beautiful pencil work gives the Wonder Woman series a majestic grandeur. It'll be interesting to see how the new storyline, titled The Truth, shapes up, with the epic search for Wonder Woman's home, giving way to a more internal quest as Diana Prince struggles to find herself. This week also concludes the big crossover event, Justice League vs. Suicide Squad, with a bang. Batman, members of the Suicide Squad, and Lobo go toe-to-toe with the brainwashed Justice League members. The villain who's behind it all, the one they call Eclipso, is quite the threat, with his fixation on unraveling the dark side of man. Expect to see Batman showcase his wit, further character development of Killer Frost, and Lobo being, well, Lobo. In addition to the Ultimate Showdown, this issue also sets up future installments with some surprise reveals that you don't want to miss. Unless you do want to miss it. Why do you want to miss it? Last week, DC published the Commandy Challenge Special #1 in preparation for their upcoming limited series, The Commandy Challenge, whose first issue comes out this week. The special contained 2 reprinted Commandy stories, including his origin, and 2 never-released stories, originally intended to be Commandy number 60 and Commandy number 61. It also featured a map of Commandy's world. All this was to get readers up to speed on Commandy, the last boy on Earth, because who the f*** is Commandy, the last boy on Earth? In the coming weeks, we'll be treated to 12 new Commandy issues, each from a different creative team. This week's issue is written by Dan Abnett and art by Dale Eaglesham. DC will also be releasing new issues of Batgirl, Action Comics, Teen Titans, and many more. This week from Marvel, we get Black Panther #10, the next issue in acclaimed writer Ta-Nehisi Coates' run. This is the second to last issue in Coates' first story arc. The issue sees T'Challa and Shuri shoring up their troops for the climactic battle with rebel leader Tetu. They reach out to old friends and foes to isolate Tetu. Coates masterfully displays the importance of strategizing before the battle. During his run, Coates has focused heavily on politics, with action scenes coming in at just the right times. This issue follows that trend. This week, Spider-Woman 15 offers amazing action sequences and even a little romance. Jessica Drew seems to have her hands full with the Hobgoblin's goofy-looking followers, but then a mysterious hooded civilian offers to help her fight the goons. But just when things were starting to look up for Jessica, the Hobgoblin strikes. Writer Dennis Hopeless and artist Veronica Fish continue to deliver an entertaining arc, providing great characterization of the titular character along with an art style that really elevates the issue's tone. The issue sets up the final round between Spider-Woman and the Hobgoblin, an epic conclusion that we cannot wait to get our hands on. Also out this week, the Web Slinger and the Merc with the Mouth reunite in the first part of Marvel's big Monsters Unleashed crossover event, Spider-Man Deadpool MU1. Deadpool finds himself kidnapped by a teenage coven. Marvel's own Abbott and Costello battle their way through teenage witches, a body-stealing spirit, and a giant eggplant monster. Also new this week are Inhumans vs. X-Men, Deadpool, Doctor Strange, and probably like 2 more comics.
In honor of Image's upcoming anniversary, they're currently offering a Humble Bundle, a pay-what-you-want package of over $400 worth of comics available. We also want to give a special shout out to Charles Soule, Ryan Brown, and Jordan Boyd for the success of their most recent comic, Curse Words. That title, along with The Few, which we discussed in last week's episode, have flown off the shelves so quickly they're both already in round 2 print. Congrats to those guys. Make sure to pick up your copy while they're still hot. The previous issue of Saga left the pages with a dim view. It seems no matter what, Marco, Hazel, and Alana just can't seem to find refuge. With the upcoming issue, concluding the War for Fang storyline, we're excited to see what new consequences await this family of lovers and runaways. Other new releases include Dante, a one-shot comic about a man betrayed by the crime syndicate he tries to retire from, and the long-awaited comic brought to us by Jason Latour and Chris Brunner, Loose Ends. It's a slow-cooked Southern crime drama and the sister comic to Southern Bastards. Was it just me, or did Killer Mike make an appearance in the last issue of Southern Bastards? Trades will also be available for the Black Monday Murders, Last Rites, and Thief of Thieves.
This week, we also get the 3rd issue of another DC IDW crossover, Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures. Inspired by the success of a previous crossover between the crime fighters, this series features the Batman from the acclaimed TV series, Batman the Animated Series, and the Turtles from their 2012 TV show. The art reflects this, having a more cartoonish air than most Batman comics. The series has been doing very well so far, so we're excited for this next installment. The smaller publishers are definitely releasing more titles than this, but to be honest, our research team ran out of steam here. Wait, what? Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw here, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out ComicsVerse.com to find podcasts, reviews, interviews, and videos on everything, from comics to movies to television to politics. Check us out on our socials as well, our Twitter, our Facebook, and our Instagram.
This week's question is, of all the characters in DC's vast universe, which would you pick to have their own rebirth and why? Let us know in the YouTube comments and your answer might be featured on next week's episode.
Also, check out the description to find links to reviews from the comics we covered last week. And remember, this is ComicsVerse. It's always, the comics are here, and if you look at, you find them. You'll find them if you just look.
Bye, guys.